Aquarius. Stop scrolling for just a moment and listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you is not ordinary astrology. Between September 23rd and September 25th, something rare, something almost unexplainable is about to unfold in your life. The ancients used to whisper about it, mystics have written about it, and science is just beginning to hint at it. They called it the 11th dimension gate, a cosmic alignment that doesn't happen every year, not even every decade, but once in a lifetime. And this time, Aquarius, the spotlight falls directly on you. Now here's where it gets both thrilling and dangerous. This isn't just about lucky numbers, a good horoscope, or casual predictions. No, this is about your soul-level awakening. The danger? If you ignore it, if you dismiss the strange signs and chills you'll start to feel in these 3 days, the same gate that was designed to unlock your genius may instead trigger chaos, confusion, delays, even painful losses that feel unfair. But if you lean in, if you listen, if you allow yourself to notice the signals that the universe will be planting in your path, then these 3 days can become the miracle window that shifts everything. Think about it for a second. Every Aquarius carries a unique gift, the ability to see the future, to bring radical ideas, to break the old patterns and replace them with genius-level innovations. But most of the time, life distracts you. Bills, routines, old wounds and responsibilities bury your brilliance. You keep it locked away, promising yourself that one day you'll unleash it. What if I told you that one day is now? September 23rd to September 25th is not just a date on the calendar, it's your soul's alarm clock. It's the universe saying, wake up, step into the dimension where your genius belongs. And here's the promise. If you step through this gate consciously, your life won't just change, it will transform. New opportunities will appear in shocking ways. People will look at you differently. You'll start to receive insights, downloads, and ideas so powerful they won't even feel like they came from you. They'll feel like they were handed to you by the universe itself. I know that sounds intense, and it should, because this is not the time for casual curiosity. This is the time for full attention. So stay with me until the very end, because I'm about to reveal the 3 hidden signals that will prove beyond doubt that your soul is being activated between September 23rd and 25th. If you see them, if you act on them, you'll step into the 11th dimension of abundance and destiny. But if you ignore them, the gate will close and the chance may not return again in your lifetime. So Aquarius, the choice is yours. The question is, are you ready to walk through the gate? Now, Aquarius, let's go deeper into what this really means. When I say the 11th dimension gate is opening, I'm not talking about some science fiction fantasy or a random spiritual buzzword. I'm talking about a real energetic alignment that serves as a metaphor for higher consciousness, a sudden shift where the invisible becomes visible and where your inner genius finally begins to break through the noise of everyday life. The 11th dimension is not about physical space, it's about frequency. It's where ideas are born before they ever become reality. It's that strange in-between space where intuition meets vision, where you just know something before it happens, and where everything you thought was impossible suddenly begins to feel inevitable. And Aquarius, of all the signs, you are uniquely wired to feel this. Why? Because your ruling planet is Uranus, the planet of sudden shocks, genius insights, unexpected breakthroughs, and yes, sometimes chaos. You've always carried the role of the revolutionary, the innovator, the one who can break the mold and see what no one else can. Between September 23rd and 25th, Uranus is amplifying your connection to that higher dimension. That means those 3 days may feel unreal. You may find your dreams turning hyper-vivid, almost like movies playing inside your mind, with symbols and messages that don't feel random but coded. You may start noticing synchronicities, numbers repeating, names echoing, situations looping, as if the universe is literally trying to get your attention. You may feel sudden chills, goosebumps, or déjà vu moments where it feels like you've been here before, even though it's brand new. All of these are signs that the gate is stirring, opening, pulling you into alignment with your highest potential. And the very first sign the universe will show you is what I call the unfinished thread. This is when old goals, forgotten dreams, or abandoned projects suddenly resurface in your mind. Maybe it's a book you once wanted to write, a business you thought about starting, or a skill you once had but buried under life's demands. Out of nowhere, you'll start remembering them again. They'll tug at you like loose threads in the fabric of your life, demanding to be pulled. At first, you may think, why is this coming back now? I already moved past this. That chapter is closed. But here's the truth. Your soul never really lets go of the threads that are part of your destiny. But here's the twist. What you thought was lost time was never lost at all. Those delays, those detours, those pauses were not failures. They were the universe reloading your genius, preparing you to relaunch that dream bigger, stronger, and more aligned than ever before. And that, Aquarius, is the beginning of your awakening. The question is, will you recognize the thread when it shows up? Or will you ignore it and risk letting it unravel again? Now, Aquarius, let's zoom in on the very first day of this powerful window, September 23rd. Numerology gives us a hidden code here. The number 23 is not just another date. It's a vibration of change, freedom, and escape from old limits. When this number shows up, it acts like a key that rattles the lock on the cage you've been sitting in, sometimes for years without even realizing it. On this day, you may feel an energy that's hard to describe, a restlessness, an uneasiness, almost like your spirit is pacing back and forth inside your body, whispering, something's about to break open. And it is. This is the day the universe shines a spotlight on one chain in your life, the chain that has kept you small, delayed your progress, or stolen your freedom. It could be a toxic habit. It could be a relationship where you've compromised too much. It could be a job that drains your soul but pays your bills. Whatever it is, you'll feel it more strongly on September 23rd than you have in a long time. Don't dismiss that feeling. That's not anxiety. That's not impatience. That's your higher self tugging at the lock, showing you the exact chain that needs to be broken. Here's the thing about Aquarius energy. You are naturally rebellious. You're the zodiac's freedom fighter, the one who refuses to live in a box. But sometimes, even Aquarius can become trapped in invisible cages, expectations, fears, or comfort zones that don't actually fit your soul. September 23rd is your wake-up call. Maybe you'll have an argument that finally shows you the truth about someone. Maybe you'll feel a sudden urge to delete, quit, or walk away from something you've been tolerating. Maybe you'll wake up with this strong thought, I can't live like this anymore. And that moment, as uncomfortable as it is not punishment. It's liberation disguised as pressure. Because here's the universal law. You cannot step into the 11th dimension gate carrying old chains. That higher vibration cannot hold the weight of your old patterns. Something must be released. But here's the twist. If you don't release it, the gate won't fully open. The universe is patient, but it's also relentless. It will keep repeating the same lesson, sending the same kind of people, the same frustrations, the same blocks, over and over, until you finally act, until you cut the chain. So on September 23rd, Aquarius, don't fight the restlessness. Don't numb it. Don't bury it. Don't ignore it. Lean into it. Ask yourself, What chain is the universe asking me to break? Because that single act of courage will set the stage for everything that comes next. Now, Aquarius, let's move into the second day of this powerful window, September 24th. If September 23rd was about breaking chains, then September 24th is about alignment. Numerologically, the number 24 carries the vibration of partnership, harmony, and destiny contracts. This is where the universe starts rearranging the pieces on your chessboard, bringing the right people into your orbit, and sometimes pulling the wrong ones out. On this day, don't be surprised if the universe uses relationships as its messenger. This could look like someone from your past suddenly reappearing. It might be a text from an old friend, an ex, or even a mentor you haven't spoken to in years. On the flip side, it could be someone brand new, a stranger you meet by chance, or a person who delivers a message so precise it feels like they've been sent directly by fate. Here's the secret. None of this is random. This is a soul contract check-in. Before we're born, many of us make agreements, contracts with other souls to meet, to trigger, to teach, or to help each other grow. September 24th is the day one of those contracts steps forward. At first, it might not feel comfortable. In fact, it could feel like a test. The person you encounter may trigger emotions, frustration, longing, even confusion. You might wonder, why now? Why them? Why me? But this moment is not about the surface. It's about what lies underneath. This interaction, whether it's a reconnection or a brand new encounter, is the bridge to your genius activation. Think of it like the universe sending someone to hand you a missing puzzle piece. It may not look like the piece you expected. It may not even fit right away. But it belongs to the bigger picture of your destiny. And Aquarius, your destiny has never been a solo journey. Yes, you're the visionary, the trailblazer, the one who sees the future. But even visionaries need allies. They need mirrors. They need catalysts who remind them of who they really are. September 24th will provide that mirror. But here's the twist. The person who triggers you the most may actually be the one holding your missing key to success. That irritation, that spark, that strange energy you feel when they show up. That's not a red flag. That's a sign of activation. Your soul recognizes them before your mind does. So instead of running from the discomfort, lean into it. Ask yourself, what message is this person carrying for me? What part of my genius are they waking up? Because once you decode it, you'll see that they weren't a distraction at all. They were the bridge. And Aquarius, that bridge is what carries you straight into the final day of the portal, September 25th, the day of the download. And now, Aquarius, we arrive at the final day of this extraordinary window, September 25th. If September 23rd was about breaking chains, and September 24 was about alignment through soul contracts, then September 25th is about the awakening itself. Numerologically, the number 25 carries the vibration of spiritual awakening, intuitive downloads, and genius flow. This is not a quiet energy. This is the lightning strike. The moment the clouds open and something far bigger than you flows straight into your mind, body, and spirit. On this day, don't be surprised if you wake up feeling different. You might have vivid dreams the night before, or open your eyes with a single idea so powerful it doesn't even feel like it belongs to you. It may feel alien, a thought, a vision, a blueprint that seems too advanced, too clear, too sharp to have come from your own mind. That's because it didn't. It came from the higher dimension, from the gate itself. This is the download moment, the instant your genius is switched on. And Aquarius, this is exactly what your sign was born for. You're the innovator, the disruptor, the visionary who can see 5 steps ahead of everyone else. When this kind of energy hits you, It's like rocket fuel for your destiny. On September 25th, your intuition will be razor sharp. The ideas that flow through you will be filled with innovation, solutions, and breakthroughs. Maybe you'll think of a business idea, a creative project, a solution to a problem that's been haunting you, or even a brand new path for your life. And here's the beautiful part. You won't just think it, you'll feel it in your body. You'll know deep in your bones that it's real. But here's where the challenge comes in. This download is not permanent. It's a spark, a flash, a moment of genius that comes like lightning. And like lightning, if you don't capture it, it disappears. But here's the twist. This download won't stay forever. If you don't capture it, write it, build it, share it, the universe will pass it on to someone else. Have you ever noticed how you come up with an idea, ignore it, and then weeks or months later, you see someone else making millions with the same concept? That's the universe at work. Inspiration flows through those who are willing to act. If you hesitate, the universe redirects the gift to someone else who's ready. That's why September 25th is your moment of action. Don't just sit with the vision, write it down, sketch it out, record your voice, make the phone call, take one bold step, even if it feels small. Because once you ground the download, it becomes yours to grow, protect, and expand. So Aquarius, when that lightning bolt of genius strikes on September 25th, don't just marvel at it, claim it, because this is your soul's genius awakening in real time. So Aquarius, how will you know this awakening is really happening? How can you be sure you're not just imagining it? The universe always leaves proof, and during this portal, there are 3 undeniable signals that your genius is activating. The first proof is the sudden spark. This is when an idea drops into your mind out of nowhere and refuses to leave. You might be in the shower, driving, or even half asleep when it hits you. At first, it feels random, but then it repeats itself again and again until you realize it's not just a thought, it's an instruction. The sudden spark is your soul's way of handing you the blueprint of your next breakthrough. The second proof is the shocking encounter. This could be a meeting, a message, or even a dream that feels too perfectly timed to be coincidence. Maybe you bump into someone who says exactly what you needed to hear. Maybe you dream of a person who carries a message you can't ignore. Or maybe you receive an unexpected email or phone call that changes the direction of your path. This is no accident. It's your destiny contracts at work, aligning you with the people and events meant to activate your genius. And then there's the third proof, the chill confirmation. This is when your body becomes the antenna. You'll feel goosebumps, chills, or a wave of electricity when you think about your next move. It's like your physical being is saying, yes, this is it. Pay attention. The chill confirmation is the universe giving you a physical green light. But here's the most important part. But here's the twist. These signs won't always look or feel like blessings at first. The spark might feel distracting. The encounter might feel uncomfortable. The chills might strike in moments of fear instead of certainty. That's because growth rarely feels convenient. Awakening rarely feels comfortable. The universe often disguises miracles as disruptions, so that only the ones who trust their intuition can see them for what they are. So Aquarius, if you notice these 3 proofs in the days ahead, don't ignore them, don't dismiss them. They're not accidents. They're confirmations that your soul's genius is waking up, and the 11th dimension gate is opening just for you. Now Aquarius, I have to warn you, because with every portal of awakening comes a danger zone. If you ignore the signs, if you dismiss the sparks, or if you second-guess the chills running through your body, you risk missing the opening of the 11th dimension gate. And when that happens, instead of stepping into alignment, you can feel the exact opposite. You may feel stuck, confused, or completely drained. This is where the universe tests your resolve. Old fears will start to creep back in. Doubt whispers in your mind, what if I'm wrong? What if this is all in my head? Procrastination becomes heavier, like a weight pulling you down. You may even sabotage yourself without realizing it, delaying, distracting, or talking yourself out of the very thing you're being called to do. That's the nature of the danger zone. It's not punishment, it's resistance. And resistance always shows up strongest right before a breakthrough. Think of it like this. A plane shakes the hardest right before it breaks through the turbulence into clear skies. Your soul is no different. When you're about to break into a new dimension of genius, the old fears rise up one last time to see if you'll fall for them again. You may find yourself asking, why am I suddenly scared? Why am I second-guessing myself? But those fears are not signs to stop. They're proof you're on the edge of transformation. But here's the twist. The deeper the fear, the greater the breakthrough hiding on the other side. That means if your doubts feel overwhelming, if your procrastination feels unbearable, if your fears feel louder than ever, it's because the breakthrough waiting for you is massive. The universe doesn't test you where it doesn't plan to reward you. So instead of shrinking in the danger zone, use it as confirmation. Say to yourself, if I'm this scared, then what's coming must be extraordinary. That mindset flips the script. Suddenly, fear isn't a stop sign, it's a green light. Aquarius, the danger zone is your final test before the gate fully unlocks. Will you let the fears close it? Or will you walk through them and claim the awakening that's waiting on the other side? Aquarius, now we step into the most important part, how to actually activate the 11th dimension gate, because knowing about it isn't enough. Awareness opens the door, but action is what pushes it wide open. From September 23rd to 25th, you must treat these 3 days like sacred ground. Every move you make, every thought you choose, every action you take, it all has amplified power. This is not the week to drift through life on autopilot. The first step is silence. For at least 11 minutes every single day, stop everything. No phone, no noise, just silence. Why 11 minutes? Because 11 is the master number of alignment, the signal that the universe is syncing your mind with your higher self. In that silence, answers you've been chasing for years will finally whisper back to you. The second step is recording. Write down every idea, dream, or repeating sign you notice during these 3 days. Don't dismiss anything as random. The universe doesn't send coincidences, it sends codes. A name that repeats, a number on a receipt, a dream that feels too real. All of it is a breadcrumb trail to your genius awakening. The third step is affirmation. Speak this aloud at least once a day. I allow my soul's genius to awaken and flow into reality. Those words are not just positive thinking, they're an activation command. They tell your subconscious, no more hiding, it's time. And finally, bold action. Out of all the nudges, ideas, or whispers you receive in those 3 days, pick one and take action. It doesn't matter if it feels small. It could be sending a message, starting a project, applying for something, or sharing your idea out loud. That one move becomes the signal to the universe that you're ready to walk through the gate. But here's the twist. The universe rewards speed, not perfection. If you wait too long, if you hesitate and keep planning instead of moving, the door begins to close. And once it shuts, it may not reopen for months or even years. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the messy action, the imperfect step, because once you move, the universe moves with you and the gate swings wide open. So Aquarius, take a deep breath, because what I'm about to say is the truth of these 3 days. September 23rd through 25th is not just another point on the calendar. It's the cosmic unlocking of your genius, the moment when the 11th dimension gate swings wide and your soul-level potential finally begins to flow into reality. You've already seen it unfold, the threads that were unfinished, the chains that needed breaking, the encounters that shook you awake. And now it's time to recognize the proof, the undeniable signals that the universe has been sending, guiding you through this portal. Remember the 3 proofs of your awakening: the sudden spark, that random idea, that lightning bolt insight, the thought that refuses to leave your mind no matter how hard you try to ignore it. It's the universe whispering your next move, your next creation, your next step toward genius. The shocking encounter, the meeting, the message, the dream, or even the stranger who appears exactly when you need them. At first, it may feel disruptive, confusing, or inconvenient, but this is the doorway. This encounter carries a hidden key, a piece of the puzzle that unlocks the bigger picture of your life. The chill confirmation, the goosebumps, the electricity in your body, that inner signal that makes your hair stand on end when you think about stepping forward. That is your body, your intuition, your higher self, all confirming that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Now, Aquarius, I want to ask you something important. Which of these signs have you already begun to feel? Is it the sudden spark that keeps repeating in your mind? The shocking encounter that shook you awake? Or the chills that make your body hum with recognition? I want you to share it in the comments below, because your experience might just trigger another Aquarius to awaken too. This is not just a personal journey, it's a ripple effect, a wave of activation that spreads faster than you realize. And here's the final point. If this message resonates with your soul, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with another Aquarius who needs to hear it. Send it to a friend, a family member, a co-worker, someone whose life is waiting for this cosmic nudge. Because the more you share, the stronger the energy, the bigger the awakening, the wider the gate opens. Your genius is not a possibility anymore. It's already beginning to awaken. The 11th dimension gate is opening, Aquarius, and it's ready for you to step through. The only question that remains: are you ready to take that step? Are you ready to claim your insight, your breakthrough, your destiny? Because the universe is waiting, the gate is calling, and your soul has been preparing for this exact moment. Step through it. Your genius is here. Your time is now.